Yo everyone, it's all about Taylor Swift today, but I can't do it without my main man, Dixon. How are you?
Ice, great to be back in the studio. I feel like it's been too long. But it was good to see you. We saw each other in person, which was nice.
Yeah, we did a little BTS. We did a behind the scenes meetup, and it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. We definitely did.
Had a great time with friends. So back in the studio, and you know what this is all about. And we discussed this. We said we had to do this. And I guess a good place to start would be if you haven't already checked out our review of Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department album, her latest drop a few weeks ago. Go ahead and check that out. I'm sure it's linked somewhere here to get some context on this. But we had to address everything that was kind of being said and see how it went and all that kind of thing. And that's why we're here, right?
Oh, yeah. We had to. I mean, there's no avoiding it. We got a lot of comments on this. We got a lot of reactions. We had some things to say. People had things to say to us. It wouldn't be right if we didn't respond.
All right, but before we get started, let's get into our comment of the week featuring Ice and Dixon. Actually, scratch that, Ice. You know what? This whole episode is going to be comments.
Wow. This is it. This is it.
The episode everybody's been waiting for.
It's happening. I can't believe this.
And this was kind of your idea because we were looking at the comments where the comments were coming in. There's some people out there. I give them, God bless you. I give them a lot of credit because there's some Swifties that went hard at some of these commenters.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, kind of a war zone happening there in the comments. But however, this episode is all about the fact. Go back and listen to the video we did about the review. The Tortured Poets Department is not a good album. We establish why it's not a good album. It has nothing to do with the fact that maybe we're incels, as somebody suggested. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I couldn't believe that. Right. I could not believe that.
Somebody suggested we're Ben Shapiro lookalikes or something like that. It has nothing to do
Oh my God.
We really weren't personal. I wouldn't say we were personal. We didn't like the lyrics. We didn't like the composition. And guess what? Based on the comments that we have and that we found, guess what? We were right.
Yes.
People do not like this album. Swifties don't like this album. And that's why we had to share some of these things right here.
That's right. Essentially, we were vindicated. And I was personally super surprised about this because I didn't expect it. I said going into this, we're walking into a firestorm. We're going to get flack and no one's going to agree with us. But Here we are. And a lot of them did.
Yes, no, for sure. So you sent me a good collection. I found a couple that I want to share too as well. Let's start out with this one. This is from Katie Hirsch 672. She says it's a grower, not a shower, kind of like yourselves. All right, let's get that one out of the way.
Okay, let's get that one out of the way. A little bit of male body shaming from a woman. I guess it's okay.
It's okay in this context when it's a personal attack. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Who cares? We're just critiquing an album. But I guess it's kind of funny because I guess she says the album grows on you. I guess it is. It is kind of clever, but
it is kind of clever. It actually is. Nice job on that one, Katie.
Nice. Yeah, thank you, Katie. Oh, please agree with me, Katie. All right, we'll scratch that one. Edit that out.
It's over. Yeah, forget that.
All right. So anyway, we got that one out of the way. We had to.
Yeah, absolutely, for 100%.
Yeah.
So there's two that I pulled out that I thought were pretty good. This is from an Anna Alice Chavez. And she says, I was looking for an opinion out of the Swiftie bubble to help me have a critical analysis of the album. This video helped me a lot. I like Taylor's songs a lot, so I acknowledge that it's harder for me to impartial when I am leaning towards liking the music that she puts out. I agree and disagree with the things you said. Within the things I agree on is that I expected it was going to be much more poetical than it is.
Yep.
And then she says, so what I've concluded so far, I'll still listen to many of the songs because I like how they sound, but I don't think this album deserves Album of the Year, for example. She also mentioned that she's not a native English speaker. And she said, I thought maybe I was missing something because of some language difference, but some of the lyrics are just poor or don't make much sense.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow. And that's really interesting that they're not a native English speaker, but they still knew that something was off. I find that really interesting.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Seriously. And yeah, it's kind of interesting that, they agree with us on some points. They disagree on others, but as a whole, you could say this album, and, they bring it up that it doesn't deserve Album of the Year. But you know what? I guarantee you, Dixon, it's going to be in the running, probably going to get it.
Yeah, it'll definitely 100% happen. It's going to happen, and we'll see what happens because it's. I will say this: I don't hear or see it as much on like TikTok or Instagram as
Mhm.
I had previously. I don't see that. I don't know, sort of like just like constant. You hear the songs over and over again. They're used as
Ye-
sound bites, whatever it might be. I don't hear that as much. I don't know if you had the same experience. I think people might be like a
mhm.
lukewarm response.
I think so too. I think it was one of those flash in the pan things, and I think she generated the hype with the secret double album release. We thought it was only going to be
Right.
what 18 or 15 songs, and it came to 32 or whatever the hell it was.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
I think that caused a lot of hype, and I think you saw it. You saw it all over for about a week,
Yeah. No,
and
for sure.
then,
Yeah. You're absolutely about right.
mhm.
Yeah.
but that's the thing. There's no. I don't think there's any really standout songs here. I mean, maybe you have that one
No.
Fortnite, I guess. Maybe
Oh
that's like the
boy.
single off the album. But I mean,
Yeah.
other than that, though, there's nothing really stands out. Again, it all it kind of meshes together. At least that's what we thought.
I think so too. And by the way, I have to give you were talking about Fortnite. I
Hmm.
think you and I we both talked about that. That we think it's as popular as it is because Post Malone appears in the video
Right.
tattooless.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I have to give credit to my fiance, a female, yes, ladies and gentlemen, a
Wow.
female that
Yeah.
I
Believe it or not.
associate with said, I think that album is just it's all. I think this song is just hyped up because it's Post Malone and that's all. And she told me that. And I didn't give her the proper credit, so I'm giving her the proper credit now.
That's
But
pretty
she's
funny.
even saying that.
That's
Yeah.
pretty funny. Wow. Totally, completely beating the incel allegations by having a
Yeah,
loving fiance and a loving relationship. Sorry, guys. We're sorry.
completely beating those allegations,
Yeah.
those rumors.
Done. They're gone.
Yeah, and then so the other one I really like too. This is actually pretty. I think this is pretty interesting. And this says it's a long one. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Sabina Spendola, 5118. I tend not to engage in much discourse online about Taylor or many mainstream topics, but I believe this might be worth engaging with. I consider myself a Taylor Swift fan. I was lucky enough to attend her concert in Mexico, and at the time of my life, I have screamed and cried to her songs and analyzed the heck out of everything. However, I was thoroughly disappointed with this album and pretty much agree on much of what you share here. And then they go into this, they say this other thing too. Um, Emotions don't listen to reason, and for us to process trauma, we need emotions. However, I do believe we have reached a point where those same people lack the perspective to understand the big machine that is also behind every move Taylor makes.
That's brilliant. That is
It's spot on.
It's
Exactly.
absolutely spot on. That's pretty much everything that we have criticized her for, and that hits it right on the head.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's what it was. And what did we say? We said that that's it's a cash grab, it's a money
Mhm.
grab, it's 32 songs, it's limited, it's oh my gosh,
Calculated,
it's
right?
yes, exactly. So that's where we came from. So those are some of the ones I picked out, and you picked out some good ones too.
Yeah. So we the first one I'm going to get to as a reply here. This is from that scums.
Wow.
And the person that they're replying to, they're saying, "Oh, it's completely different." Because you know how we said every song kind of meshes together, kind of sounds the
Yeah,
same.
right.
This person kind of went against that and tried to kind of defend our point here. They said, even if it is sonically different, that doesn't make it sonically interesting or unique.
Wow.
All songs on TTPD remind me of different songs on other Taylor Swift albums, but they sound worse. There's no variation in any way that she sings anything. Her choruses sound just like her verses, and that mixed with a boring sonic soundscape makes for really boring songs.
Wow.
I think, and I think that's a good way to put it, because I was trying to say this. If you go back to the episode where we reviewed it, I was trying to say this. All of her cadence, the way that she enunciates words, it's all, everything is the same. You know what you're getting just walking right into it. And I think this person kind of more eloquently states what I was trying to put forward there, that they might be slightly different. I mean, you might go from like whatever they said, like from the folklore to, or the folk music to something, whatever the people were defending Taylor said. But but it still all meshes together into this muddy kind of boring, very boring.
Yes.
Very boring album. And like we said at the beginning, it's like it's beige wall Taylor Swift. It is AI generated Taylor Swift. It's just what you expect, and that's what you get. Yeah.
absolutely, 100%. No, like I said, it feels good. It feels good that we're not, because you said before, I feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like I'm going
true.
nuts.
Feels like it feels good that we're not completely going crazy when it comes to this, because I mean the initial response online, particularly from the media, I wouldn't say the Swifties themselves, some of the publications are just like over the top, and just like just get a grip on what you're doing and how you're living.
Got a couple more here. Now this one hits on the point that we said, that Taylor always sees herself as a victim, essentially, and writes that into her songs. This is from Chase Harrington. They said the victimhood narrative is strong throughout the album. Totally nailed it. There's no self-awareness or sense of agency. The manufactured feeling of what teen girls will relate to is unbearable. I Hate It Here, the song, really brought it to attention that she could get herself out of any situation, but her fans can't. So she writes, quote, herself in their situation. I mean, it's spot on.
That's so true.
It absolutely is. Taylor is at the point now, and we talked about this. Taylor is at the point now where her problems aren't like real people problems. It's almost like she generates these problems through just having messy relationships, almost seemingly on purpose as a marketing move. But it's almost what it seems like.
You said that. And you said that exact same thing. You said maybe he just like does this on purpose, and the agent is involved, and she keeps her notes, and that's exactly what you suggest. And it's true. I think it might be true at this point.
And at this point, you just have to question it, right? Because it's like, well, Taylor has had dozens of relationships that we know of, and she writes about all of them. It's like, at what point are you questioning, like, you're getting rich off of these, very obviously, very clearly.
Right.
There is an incentive to keep doing this. So you chances are she might be. That's that's all I'm saying.
Yep, that chances are she probably did. She probably sold out. Well, we know she sold out. She's been selling out since the beginning of her career. And if you don't know that scandal,
it's another whole other thing right there.
To our other Taylor Swift breakdown video, where we applaud some of her music, where we enjoy her music.
Yes,
so we are fair and balanced.
Right, exactly. And I think it kind of hits to the line where she says, you wouldn't last a minute in the asylum that they raised me. Yeah, we wouldn't last a minute in the $700,000 mini mansion that you grew up in, and survive in the recording studio that your dad partly owns and push you to stardom in. Yeah, that would be, oh my goodness, that'd be horrible. I hate that, Taylor. You're so right. But again, like
down the gym.
Yeah. But again, like this guy says, he's writing, quote, herself, a fake reality of herself, into her fans' situations. I'm sure a lot of her fans have, they have relationship issues. They say, oh my God, I had such a horrible childhood. You would never last. And so she just writes that, but she acts as if it's all real for her. I don't know. That's what's frustrating, but
yeah.
Anyway,
it is frustrating. It is.
Yeah. So, here's one more, last one here we got from Julie Anapol. She says, Taylor is an adult now. Need to stop being a victim when somebody breaks up with her. It's okay for a guy to realize that she's just not for him. Really disliked the video when she crashed her ex-boyfriend's wedding. I know people found it funny, but as a concept, if somebody did that to her, it would be stalking. And she included Chris Stapleton to appeal to his fans, but his talent was wasted. Sorry, that one was a little choppy. But do you know what she's talking about with that video where she crashed her ex's wedding?
I had no idea.
Was
it a skit? Was it a skit or was it reality?
I'm honestly not entirely sure.
Well, obviously it can't be reality. I mean, that would be the biggest story of all time. But
no.
Right. But
what she's saying at the beginning, though, it's totally fine for a guy to realize that, maybe they're just not compatible. It's not. Everything doesn't have to be this big dramatic, oh, he's a horrible person, he ruined me, and blah blah blah. It's like, some people just mutually break up, but for Taylor, that doesn't make her money.
No, you're right. Yeah, she doesn't want a mutual breakup. She wants to be brokenhearted. And how dare you think I'm not good enough? How dare you? How you like? What is this identity complex? What is this idea that she has that everybody has to be in love with her at all times?
I mean,
what is that?
Right. It's kind of what it seems like. It's morphing into this very conceited and narcissistic and just like fake outward appearance. It really, it is a shame because we talked about this way back where we gave her credit where she did a surprise meet and greet for fans like at her house.
Yeah, right.
And when I was watching that, this was probably, I don't know, it was more than 10 years ago, probably like 15 years ago that she did this. And it seemed genuine, kind of. She seemed actually excited and happy that her fans were there. But I feel like that Taylor is just, it's gone now. There's no, oh my God, I'm making it as a star. And like, these are my fans. And like, so many people love me. This is fantastic. That's old now to her. And it's just how we make in our next album. I think that's what it is.
What a scenario, man. And you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's just such a sad state of affairs. The machine, Taylor is the machine now. There's nothing, there's no separating it. There's no, even if there was a little bit of genuine ideal, but even she knows whatever she's going to release is going to be big, that people are going to love it.
Right.
And, I think she has some sort of responsibility to her fans to be like, look inward and evolve. And you know what? Not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. Who cares who likes whom? There should be some sort of introspection instead of blaming everybody. Take some accountability for your life.
That's a really, really good point. She almost does have a responsibility. She could move mountains with whatever she says. Or the words she speaks have massive rippling effects throughout her fan base and the world, essentially. So for her to come out with these albums, like you said, in these songs that are just, there's no introspection. There's no, maybe I should change. Maybe it's me. There's none of that. It's all, you're the victim. Everyone else is evil, and you are doing the best that you can, and you're not at fault at all, ever.
Right. And that's the thing. You talk about women empowerment. I'm all about women empowerment. We don't have enough good women empowerment, and I see it professionally, and I see it everywhere else. But Taylor could be the voice of female empowerment, and I get it. Okay, she is empowering females. Look at where I'm at. Look at what I'm doing. Look at my success. Mm-hmm. But you could keep this. You could do that, and also have a soul, and not not be against everybody all the time, or everybody's against you. Just take people as they are. It's not going to work out for you. Maybe but in reality, you're telling me, every relationship she's had, she's been madly in love with everybody she's been with. Every single person has done her wrong. That's how I'm reading all these songs.
Same.
How is that possible?
Exactly. That's what we've been saying. It doesn't make any sense.
Empower yourselves. Love who you want to love. Stand up for what you believe in, and that's all important things. But you know what? Get a grip on it, and don't and don't let them see you vulnerable. Be strong. Be independent. You don't need them. Move on. Who cares? You'll find somebody else. That's all she has to say. Guess what? That's one song. It's over. You don't need 31 songs to say that.
No, you don't. And that would be a lot more powerful. It'd be a lot more powerful if she did something like that rather than these. Everyone hates me, horrible breakup albums.
Right, exactly. And equip yourself and equip those who are listening to you to say, you know what, I choose not to engage in this. I choose that I'm going to choose better. I decide I don't want to put up with this. Just because he broke up with me. I'm in charge of me. I'm in charge of my emotions. I'm not going to be an emotional wreck just because he's done. Have that sense of choice and empowerment over your own life and your own choices, instead of just oh, he ruined my life, fuck him. Come on.
Yes.
It can't be true. It can't.
I couldn't have said it better, Dixon. I couldn't. And it is frustrating when you're speaking to this. It really is. It's frustrating when you're thinking about it, because she doesn't do that. She simply doesn't do that. I mean, she had that one song that was kind of, well, I mean, you could get into a debate here, but it was more I would say third wave extreme feminism rather than women are powerful. It kind of highlighted the discrepancies between men and women, as in a man has it easier than a woman does. Right. When in reality, in some points you do, but I just writing off an entire sex and saying screw them, we have it way worse, and it's more victimhood stuff instead of highlighting the specific things that that women go through. I don't know. That's just me. It could have been an empowering moment, but it was just more kind of like a diss against men.
I'm with you. I remember that. She had like those couple early songs where she was kind of standing up for herself. Oh, White Horse. One day I'll find somebody who actually treats me well. Like I remember that song being cool. That's exactly how it should be. I don't need your ass. I don't need what you do to be. And you know, I think overall, I don't think Taylor has to make a case that women's lives or women have it harder than men. I think women do have it a lot harder than men. I do. That's my personal belief. You don't have to make it worse. Like take it easy.
Right.
You know, say it's worse. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you know, when I was critiquing that song just a few seconds ago, I wasn't trying to say that men have it worse, but I feel like
we know.
I know. Yeah. We all get it. Men have certain issues. Men have a lot of problems that they deal with as well.
Right.
But
exactly.
But yeah. If you're just, you know, if you're talking about just living, I guess in society or walking down the street or something like that. Yeah. Like men, they have it easier. But
I'm glad you cleared that up because the misogyny police that are always in the comments.
I know. They're gonna take that, and that's all they're gonna take what I said before and be like, he hates women. That's all it's gonna be.
Yes. And, you know, listen, if you have any questions, listen to our video where we talk about Lana Del Rey, how we fawn over Lana Del Rey.
Oh God, that goddess, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever heard of her?
you ever heard of that goddess? Exactly. We're fair and balanced. This isn't a good album, and I know people that listen to Taylor Swift that don't like that album, and here they are right here. Check out the comments, man. Yeah, it's true. And finally, just as a Swiftie, say I've had enough. I've had enough of the emotional manipulation from Taylor Swift, and go from there.
Yes, we're on your side. We're fighting for you. We're fighting for you to get better art that speaks to you. Are you not tired of this? Are you not looking at this and saying what's going on with you, Taylor? There's something's wrong. I'm just saying. We're just saying.
You're absolutely right. It's the truth. We're on your side. So help us help you, and go from there.
Yes, help us help you. And you know what? For the advice that we give you, how about you help us out? How about you just hit that subscribe button? Give us a shot.
Yeah.
Will you give us a shot, guys?
please give us a shot. We're asking for your shot. We're well on the road to 1,000 subs, and we can't do it without your help. Let's take down the fake Taylor Swift nonsense, the machine.
Yes.
And let's get really good happen.
Yes. I'm raising my fist up in the air. You guys can't see it, but I am. I'm part of we're part of the Taylor Swift revolution.
Taylor Swift revolution. The anti-Swift, not so Swift.
Yeah.
Billy found dead tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. 2 podcast hosts found dead. Tragic Swiftie accident.
Oh man, but no, absolutely. Hey, thanks for the comments. Thanks for the discourse.
Yes.
This is exactly what we want to have. So you know what? Leave some comments down here. Tell us what you liked about the album. If you didn't listen to the album, listen to it. Watch our first video. Watch this video. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Like I said, smash that sub button. Smash that like button.
Yeah, and we really appreciate it, guys. Hey, Dixon, before we go, I'm sorry, I should have brought this up before, but you had really quick before we go, you had an idea for a new series of videos that we're going to do. I'm going to put a little timestamp here just so people could they'll click it to see what's coming up. But yeah, why don't you give our listeners what you thought? I thought this was a really good idea.
Right. Well, I'm glad you like it. So I was thinking going forward, we're going to do some episodes called Our Top 5. We're going to pick an artist, a band, whatever it might be. We're going to pick our top 5 favorite songs from that artist, or maybe from an album. Pick our top 5 favorite. Mm-hmm. Say it's a 32-parter like Taylor Swift's album. You're going to have 5 songs from an album. So we're going to talk about those songs. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you listen along. So and of course we want to hear your comments. Want to hear your thoughts on maybe what albums we should start with or what artists we should start with. I know we'll probably start with some of our favorites just to get the ball rolling. Yeah, we'll go from there, and I'm excited about it.
Definitely. And you know what, Dixon? I think I know you're probably not going to like this, but I might start with the Dave Matthews Band album. I don't think we have one Dave Matthews Band video on our channel, do we?
No, we did. We talked about his new single a couple years ago. But
we did.
As soon as I suggested that, I knew you were going to go for Dave Matthews. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about that.
I am too. I think it'll be a good time. But
I hope it's every day. Every day is going to be number one on that list.
yeah, so this is like probably the best, like most like deep Dave song ever. Every day.
Lion Our Graves, you think would make the list?
I really, really do like that song. I love that song.
I remember we used to quote that back and forth via text.
It's like, wow, the same line over and over. Wow.
That's great. Love it.
All right, guys. Well, that's a little preview for what's coming up, but as we said, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, leave a comment, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.